What's up YouTube, Encryptic TV, and today we are here with our first Worthen video. The expansion's finally here, and I'm finally making a video. I know it's been a while since I've made Devastation content, but listen, the reality is I wanted to post content that actually stuck and was actually relevant. You know, for the last like month or two, even maybe 3 months, Blizzard's been posting hotfixes and changes all on the beta, and we're within almost every 2 or 3 days. So I wanted to wait for the game to kind of slow down a little bit more, for the season to be a little bit starting or getting there, where things are getting a little bit more solidified before I posted a video on Devastation Evoker, because I was waiting for all the changes and all that type of stuff. So with that, well, everything seems to be slowing down a little bit. Evoker's coming off a fat 6% damage buff that personally, who knows why they gave it to us, because we are doing insane damage in the war within. I want to highlight that here, and show you guys the best build for Devastation Evoker. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy my theory crafting. And this video is meant to be a little teaser to the PvP guys. Probably going to come out maybe week 1 or week 2 of the season, when the season really gets going. But for now, I'm going to show you guys what the best build is if you're gearing up your evokers, waiting for the season. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, to start the theory crafting off, what we're going to want to look at are the hero towns. And basically, you have two options. You have Flame Shaper and Scale Commander. Essentially, the biggest theory crafting that we need to do here is figure out why Blizzard made Flame Shaper. They should honestly just delete it, redesign it, do something. Preservation Evokers don't like it. Devastation Evokers don't like it. They just need to get rid of this. Like, no one likes it. Let's just, call a spade and get rid of it. Get rid of it. That's my theory crafting video. See you guys next time. Peace. All jokes aside, let's get to the Scale Commander. So, Scale Commander, a few things I want to highlight about it. Again, I don't want to get into everything a little too deep, but essentially, this middle path is what's very important, just so I want to go over for this theory crafting. Basically, Mass Disintegrate happens after you get an empower, so your next disintegrates are then either cleaving or doing 50% more damage per missing target that isn't there to cleave. So it could cleave up to 3 targets. It looks very nice, very cool, and yeah, very cool ability. Do some extra damage, and that's going to trigger bombardments. And what bombardments does is it empowers you and your allies to do extra damage with these bombardments. And what these bombardments do is essentially reduce the cooldown of your deep breath, very OP. And then I'm playing this one right here to extend my bombardments, because I don't feel like I really need more essence burst, especially with the tier set coming in, which is going to give you an essence burst after you cast an eternity surge. So I'm opting for the more bombardment seconds so that you can keep extending your deep breath further. It's going to end up working out better. And then you basically could fly around and control your deep breath. So that's really what's really important to know, is how that operates with what my build is going to be. And then we're going to have, let's quickly go over it. 20% more black spell damage, which fits nice when you use the lay waste now. It's pretty much a lock-in because of that. Now you get 40% more damage on your deep breath, so it feels insane. Then deep breath enemies also take 20% more damage from bombardments. So when you're bursting, you want to make sure you definitely hit the person you debuffed, because they're going to take the most damage. You got 10% more damage reduction, so that's really good. 15% more damage when you're in combat from Disintegrate, Living Flame, and Azure Strike. Just getting in combat gives you a burnout proc, which is an instant Living Flame. And then after you use your deep breath, you get a hover reduction, a hover cooldown reset. So that's Scale Commander in a nutshell. Don't want to spend too much time on it, just because we'll go over all this again in a PvP guide. But for most part, we just want to theory craft raw damage, so we got to understand what the devastation tree is looking like. So basically, in Dragonflight, the old meta looks something like this, probably probably look something like this. And the reason why was because Titanic Wrath used to be a 2-point talent point, so you couldn't have 1 minute deep breath and also have you know, the arcane vigor. Like, you'd have to play something like that, which kind of sucked because you really want arcane vigor before. So basically you couldn't have iridescence and have the 1 minute, so you would have to play a lot of different builds before in order to kind of make it work. But yeah, them dropping this Titanic Wrath down to 1 made it so basically Devastation Evokers could get everything they literally wanted, and it was a dream. So yeah, now this is pretty much what every Devastation Evoker is probably running, because this was the dream we all wanted from Dragonflight. But then Blizzard did something that no one actually really realized, and that's imminent destruction. So Deep Breath reduces the essence cost of Disintegrate and Pyre by 1 and increases damage by 10% for 12 seconds after you land. Absolutely insane. You'll see it a little bit later on, but we're going to start off with the meta. We're going to Theorycraft and show you guys what the meta thinks is the meta, and then we're going to show you what my build is. So this is basically the same exact rotation as Dragonflight, nothing changed. So you want a Deep Breath into a Dragon Rage, Shattering Star, Eternity Surge, Tip to Scales, Fire Breath, and then you just spam your Disintegrates. That's the name of the game. So I'm doing some big goes here. I picked like 1 mil. That's the highest peak I've seen. That's actually the highest peak I've ever seen. I've done this for like 2 hours off stream, off content creating. But this is kind of the damage I end up seeing. I saw a 720. So 720 to 740 peak with a 1 mil max. That was a big bombardment. So I actually have 2 different, so you can see how I've done this for 2 hours on averages, and these were the kind of the numbers. So let's just make another one. So Draco meta, I just saw 720 to 740 with a 1 mil high, highest I've ever seen with that build. Before I saw a 940 peak with 750 mellows, and then this was kind of pretty average what I saw last time. So yeah, and it compares up with this one like almost to the T, except the 1 mil high there. So yeah, let's just go for our second trial. We'll do 3 trials each. Mellow. Honestly, the high, it was like only like 800k. It wasn't very good. But again, I'll show you what these numbers looked like before. So 700, 720, 740, 850k high. That was the biggest high I've seen with that one. But yeah, I then meta dev build here. Also, ×2 means I had the same result 2 times in a row there. So very comparable. And then let's look at my third notepad. The meta 650 to 700k, high 840k. So I'm telling you guys, I've been doing this for 2 hours. These are the numbers I've been seeing. So you guys can see it live here. This is what I've seen. Maybe the second build I'm gonna try. This isn't the meta build, the new meta. This isn't a new meta build, but this was the almost meta build. So basically, you really like Shattering Star because it gives essence burst, and basically you have an essence burst on demand, which feels really nice. But basically what Shattering Star does is increases the damage that your target takes from you by 20% for the next 4 seconds. So basically, to maximize this, you would Shattering Star, Eternity Surge, Tip to Scales, Fire Breath, and then that's how you get the most value out of that 4-second period. So Yeah, so I was like, let's not use iridescence here, use this, and just test it out. So I'm going to show you guys the damage with that. So this is going to be our first go. And with this go, because you only have 12 seconds after you land to get that disintegrate, basically what imminent destruction does, if I didn't explain yet already, is deep breath reduces the essence cost of disintegrate and pyro by 1. So you basically get to spam disintegrate for even cheaper. So before you can only spam like 2 or 3 before running out essence. Well, basically 3. But now you could actually just like keep spamming because you have 6 essences. You could just keep spamming and you never have to press Azure Strike. So Azure Strike does no damage loss. So you don't have to worry about that no more. Now you can just keep spamming disintegrate, which is your top damage. It's so good. So that's why I love this. So let's show you that. So we're gonna, with this build, because you want to capitalize on that 12 seconds, what you're gonna want to do instead is Dragon Rage first, which normally you don't want to do, but when you're running imminent destruction, you do want to do. So you want to do your Dragon Rage, Shining Star, Eternity Surge, Tip to Scales, Fire Breath into Deep Breath, and then that's when you're gonna spam. So let's show you guys how that looks. Dragon Rage, Shining Star, Eternity Surge, and then Deep Breath, and then spam, 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 boom, boom, Shining Star, Eternity Surge, Fire Breath for the extensions, and then you spam again. Spam, spam, spam. Fuck. Spam, spam, spam. So I was at like 960 plus 960. What? Let's do imminent plus shat 960 high, and then like a 750 mellow. So nothing too crazy. Let's do it again. Alright, we're back with our third go. So again, we want to Dragon Rage, Shining Star, Eternity Surge, Chip to Scale, Fire Breath into a fly, into a land, into a spam disintegrate. We are a one button spammer. Blizzard, let us spam it more. Here we go. Spammy, spammy. Spammy, spammy. Peaked out like 960 there. We're mellowing at like 850, 860. $800 to $850. So 960 again high. 800, 850 mellow. Alright, so let's compare it to all our other trials. Very comparable. Let's look up this other one. Pretty comparable there. Yeah, very comparable. So between, yeah, all very comparable. Alright, so again, I did this off stream, off YouTube for 2 hours before I made this video, so I'm just doing it and recording it now to show you guys. Alright, so time to get into the actual new meta, the third build. This build is actually insane, so what we're going to want to do is figure out what we're going to actually run. So we're actually going to take out Shining Star, and we're going to go back with Power Spell and Iridescence. Shining Star is officially dead. Sorry to say it, boys. But before we do that, I just want to tell you guys why. So, let's clear these details here. When you click a Shining Star, you get, essentially, why Shining Star is nice, is because you get that big, fatty Eternity Surge, Fire Breath, into a Tip to Scales, right? So, that's why it's normally good. However, what ends up happening is you basically get the 20% increased damage for 40 seconds, which is why you Shattering Star, Eternity Surge, Typical Skills, Fire Breath. That's how you benefit that off the most. And when you do a Shattering Star, it puts you on a global, puts you in that whole thing, and it only does 170k damage, right? It does like 270k on a crit. And same thing, if you were just to cast a Disintegrate instead of casting a Shattering Star, you would instead be doing a possibility to have a proc of Eternity Surge, 49k, plus 478k from the Disintegrate. So almost 1 mil damage from just one different global. So keep that in mind. Casting one Shattering Star, you get 160k damage. Casting one Disintegrate, 1 mil damage. Big difference, right? So in my head, I was like, again, that's not including the damage you get from the modifier from Fire Breath and Eternity Surge with that 20% extra damage. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. But I was like, you know what? Well, what if we just do the 20% more damage on Disintegrate when we're spamming for imminent destruction? I was like, that might be even better, because you get imminent destruction with the 10%, and then also the 20% still that you would get from that, technically. But instead of doing it on Eternity Surge, Fire Breath, you would instead do it on Disintegrate. I was like, Disintegrate does all our damage. Like, let's try that again. And let me show you guys, this is the new meta. Shattering Star is literally dead. Never use it. It's a loss of damage. Like, literally loss of damage. This is the new meta. So again, for this build, what you're going to want to do is basically Dragon Rage, Eternity Surge, Fire Breath. Well, Eternity Surge, Typical Scale, Fire Breath. And then just send a Deep Breath and then just start spamming your Disintegrates. So let me just show you the type of damage you're about to do. So Dragon Rage, Eternity Surge, Tip the Scales, Fly, Land, spam, spam, spam. Send that in there, like 1.1 mil peak. I'm at 1 mil, just milling out here. And then I have my extensions, essence, spam, 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 spam. I'm at like 850k mellow. So there I was like 1.1 mil at one point, and then 850k mellow. So M plus ear. We had a 1.1 mil peak to a 850k mellow. Very insane. Let's look at what it was doing before. 850k mellows, very comparable with the 1.1 mil peak. Wow. Literally spot on. Let's see what it was doing before here, which would have been this one, 1.1 highs and 820Ks. Very insane. And what's also really nice about this is that this makes your 1 minute goes even crazier, because now you have so much essence for your 1 minute goes, and this build only gets better when you get your 4-set. Like, your 4-set's gonna give you 5 seconds less shorter cooldown on Eternity Surge. It's going to give you 10% more Disintegrate damage. Plus, your Eternity Surge is going to guarantee an Essence Burst, which is going to make you even spam more. And your Essence Burst effective spells also do 50% more damage. So you can automatically just keep spamming them Disintegrates. It's going to do even more damage. So, go-to is ready. So let's do it again. So we're going to Dragon Rage, Eternity Surge, Tip the Scales, Fly, and then spam. Just going to spam it up. I'm already at 1.1 mil. I'm at a solid 1s here. Eternity Surge, Fire breath. Just spamming again. Not getting a lot of bombardment procs. Getting pretty bad RNG here, but still a good 850k mellow and a 1 mil again. So we just did, well, wrong. Where's the one I'm making with the video? So we just did this go times 2, and then let's get back for the third go. All right, we're back with our third go. So again, in the Dragon Rage. Turning surge, tip the scales, and we're going to fly, we're going to land, and then we're just going to spam. Already at 1 mil, almost at 1.1. We did peak 1.1. We'll send that. Nice fatty 1.1. Sustain right now. It's crazy. And we're just spamming. We got the extension off, we're just spamming. We're just spamming. We did like a 900k sustain there. It's actually crazy. So 1.1 mil peak, 900k mellow. Alright, let's see the comparisons. So here we had a 1 mil. I don't know what happened to the mellow there. 1.1 mellow, 900k mellow, 1.2 with 880k to 900k mellow. Pretty comparable. Here we had a 1.3. I remember that go. I hit 1.3 to 1.1 and like 800k. So yeah, my mellows, now that I've been doing it this way, remember this first day I was doing the burst rotation a little bit different, but I found that to get the mellow higher is best to do the Dragon Rage first. But yeah, this is literally the new Devastation Evoker. This is the new meta. This is the build you want to be playing. Again, quick recap of the build. You basically have 1 minute deep breath that's going to get cooldown reduction from all the bombardments and basically the swing leader talent. Spamming disintegrate and all the damage you're doing is going to be reducing the cooldown of your deep breath there through the bombardments. So this is very nice. Your disintegrate, the name of this build is spam disintegrate, literally. So yeah, your 1 minute or 45 second-ish now with deep breath goes are going to be so insanely nasty. Your 2 minute goes are so nasty as well. I've been absolutely loving this build and all PvP content I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of BGs, a lot of arenas, and I'm just telling you, I just feel unstoppable. My damage is absolutely insane. I feel quite honestly pretty broken. Yeah, this is like, I'm in a heavy mood with Devastation right now. So I need to get some more content in, some more games with some really good gladiators and whatnot in. But once we do that, we'll probably post some of that content too. Again, in a week or two, we're going to be posting the actual, full-on official PvP guide. But for now, I just want to get something out there just to show you guys what I've been doing with the War Within. A little theory crafting what the best build is for the War Within, and by far, sorry to say, Shattering Star is officially dead. So one less button to actually do way more damn. So alrighty, I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. I had a blast making the best build for the War Within PvP. For the Devastation Evoker. If you guys want to see more content related to War Within PvP and Devastation Evoker, make sure to drop a like, follow, and subscribe. This build, once again, doing over 200k more damage than the current Dragon meta. I wouldn't be surprised if I single-handedly just got this build nerfed, because it's absolutely insane. When people probably see this video, start hopping on the bandwagon. I'll raise some flags over there at Blizzard, I'm sure, because this build is literally just doing way too much damage. But again, Drop a like, follow, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously to help grow my channel as well. Go follow me live on Twitch. That's my main platform probably, where you can see me play live on Twitch. Have a lot of fun. Always playing Dragon. So with that being said, we're going to end the video here. Peace.